welcome back to the Star Wars weekend. I'm joined by Warren, and we're going to get a chance to catch up with some of the bits you were working on the live stream, your little furry friends.
I have your Ewok army. I say your Ewok. I use our Ewok army at another crucial stage. The bad boy is built. So let me show you what I've got. So I was building these on the live stream. So I've got it built and I've got a little bit of basic priming done at this stage. So there's my 5 kind of ambushy kind of heavy supports. And here are my little Ewok glider dudes. Now, it's all a bit rough and ready, but the beauty of Ewoks is they're a little bit like orcs in that sense, in that the rough and readiness, I think, will just add to the effect of making them feel a wee bit more rough and ready. So I've got 4 of those dudes as well. And then behind that, I have the actual main Ewok force. And I think at the moment, Jerry, we're thinking about putting them into squads of 3.
Yeah, I think squads of 3 looks about right for them. It's swarmy enough.
Squads of 3, and I have 6 squads. So all that's left to do, really, is a little bit of work on a hero or 2 for them.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit of a special character, but that's a fair chunk of a force.
I'm impressed. And yeah, it's nice. We haven't quite worked out the points yet.
No.
Because there aren't rules yet. Kind of. Well, we'll get to the rules in a minute. But it's certainly at least a skirmish force, so sort of 500 point-ish.
Yeah.
And then possibly more than that whenever we start adding in characters and then working out what we're going to be doing with these bits and bobs for the traps. So yeah. But I really like how they've been coming out so far. Are you planning on traditionally painting these, or are they going to be contrasted up, or?
I don't know what you're going to do to them. It's like...
I'm going to leave them near Lloyd and tell him their saga objectives and see if he paints them.
I think we'll contrast them. I think the fastest option on them would be a bit of contrast paint. You know, so we'll pick out some greys, browns, and reds and yellows.
Yeah.
And just
go nuts.
Have a crack at it and see. It's getting me into the realm of traditional painting, which I don't particularly enjoy, if I'm being honest. So it's I don't mind sitting squirting it all with model mates and letting it do the work, but when it comes to actually having to use brush control, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. But if I can get some colour down on them, just enough to get them through a battle report with you and Justin, to see Justin get frustrated at these little hairy buggers. As often happens to Justin, really. So, rules-wise, have you any thoughts?
Rules-wise, I have a few thoughts, yeah. So, first thing I did was I was looking at these, and we talked originally that possibly multi-be a sum and then have some on singles, and we decided no. We'll just go with these, which are sort of vehicle size, small vehicle size base. And because they're little sort of swarms, I've given them a relatively decent stat line. So kind of thinking at the moment is no armor, but 3 wounds per base. And based on Return of the Jedi, they're feisty little blighters. So
sharp teeth.
Yeah, and they're forever chucking in against people. We know that they will eat anything.
They eat anything they kill.
Humans, stormtroopers, anything they can lay their hands on. They even got a Wookiee in a bag. So giving them the hunter ability, which means if they're attacking something that is already wounded, they get a bonus red dice to attack. So that's quite cute. Also,
per base?
Per base, yeah. They have 3 black dice in melee anyway, so it's a medium. They're not weak because
3 black dice per base.
Per base, yeah. Because it's 3. Essentially, it's 3 teddy bears attempting to lamp you with stone axes and bolas and stuff. They also have a bit of range, so I haven't seen it in any other. There are weapons that modify in Star Wars, so you can have them as like a blaster rifle or a sniper rifle and things like that. But I've actually just given them sort of essentially twigs and stones.
Yes.
So up to range 1, they get a black dice. Just 1 black dice per base.
Per base, yeah.
For range firing. But from 1 to 2, where their twigs and stones are a bit weaker, it drops down to a white dice.
Yeah.
So up close, they're a bit more vicious.
So what's that there? Is this
well,
range? What's your movement? How do we?
So that would be range 1.
So that's range 1. So a black dice within this range.
Yep.
So I could hit him with a black dice.
Yep.
Or
If it goes out to range 2, which is up to there.
Uh-huh.
So anywhere in this band, it drops down to a white dice, which is worse.
Or I can go in like this and hit him with 3, 6, 9 black dice.
9 black dice.
And if he's wounded, it'll be 3, 6, 9 black dice plus 3 red dice.
Yeah. Although, because he only has 1 wound, he wouldn't be.
Oh,
but
he wouldn't be.
He would,
heroes.
but heroes would be, or larger creatures. Wookiees have multiple wounds. So yeah, once they smell blood in the water, they can really get in there. Also giving them duck and cover. So like speeder bikes, I'm giving them cover 1 anyway. So they get a +1 cover because they're foraging through the undergrowth and the ferns. People can't really see them. They don't actually have a defense dice, so giving them a cover save kind of gives them a little bit of survivability, but also then they have the option that they can take a suppression and then get a bonus cover. So it's, it makes them a little bit sneaky and a little bit fighty.
It's thematic. That's what I like.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care how brutal necessarily the army is, so long as it's thematic, because it gets you to play it the way you would expect the Ewoks to actually play.
And that is more or less it for the bulk of the force. These I'm still toying with. There are rules for mines, where mines can be set up and then activated with an action later on. So possibly that, but I also like the idea of maybe using like a large fixed weapon. So they deploy, they sit somewhere, maybe a short range, and give them a bucket load of red dice with additional dice against walkers. So maybe 3 red dice per base up to a certain range, and if it happens to be hitting an ATST or an ATRT, bonus red dice, because it trips them up. So that's kind of where we're seeing that currently. And lastly, these I'm thinking possibly, we haven't got any characters yet, but we are going to get some characters.
I hope so.
So possibly using these like a command card ability, where once per game, he essentially gets to pull in the gliders, and the gliders just go from one board edge to another board edge of your choice, and they get 2 red dice worth of drops each. Can't cause criticals, so it means when you drop them on top of an ATST, they just bounce off, but they ignore cover, so they will hurt little foot troopers running about the place. And that's kind of where I'm seeing it. So they just sort of sweep in, drop the rocks, and then that's it, they're gone, because they are just gliders. They won't be divvying around like speeder bikes or anything else. And yeah, so that's where we're at. This is the Ewok army.
Another mini project I'm looking at is 3PO. 3PO in a chair. So I have some bits and pieces here that I'm kind of just digging around with at the moment. So I have myself a 3PO. Now, 3PO's not out officially for the Legion yet, but I think he would do all right at that. What do you think? He's a wee bit on the small side. In fact, he's a lot on the small side when you see him like that, isn't he?
He is small, but once he's in a chair being carried about.
What?
Put him back.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's a little weedy.
He is a bit weedy, isn't he? So it's but I was thinking of possibly putting a 3PO into a chair. The other option I have is to obviously see if we can 3D print a 3PO. That could be an option. We've obviously this weekend discovered that the resin printing, because we forced ourselves to actually push at it, the resin printing has been quite a success this weekend. So
it has been lovely. There's one other bit of resin printing that we haven't shown off yet. So
I showed the start of it yesterday.
Did you show the start of it yesterday? Well, we
show it off now.
We can show you kind of. There are a couple of little issues with them.
It's a Mandalorian, baby.
It is a Mandalorian. So issue the first, his very thin gun was too thin and came away whenever I was clipping. Removing the sprues.
The pistol came away.
Yeah. So I've got the pistol over there, but it's like half a mil, so it might actually be easier just to drill it out and put in wire rather than attempting to reattach that.
This bit here needed a wee bit of attention. There's a
more scaffolding.
So that's actually the back of. You can actually see the butt of his disintegrator rifle under his cloak there.
Yes.
Can you see that the little twin fork thing? So that's the
butt.
The butt of it.
Yeah.
So it's paper thin. So it needs filled out a bit. But the actual quality of the print on that has been insanely good. So yeah, so now just need to come up with rules for Mr. Mando. Well, I suppose we could just steal Boba Fett's rules and then change it up a bit.
Jerry, that's a miniature. That is a miniature there. I can't see the stepping on that.
No.
And so we are literally now. If we can just be better at printing them, sometimes it takes a couple of attempts. But all of these Ewoks are all 3D printed, and I know now we could print them better than we could actually get a better result because we've learned a lot in the process of printing out these bad boys. But I didn't want to go through the whole thing again.
And we were around.
But the Ewoks took for a bed. So this is 2 bedfuls to do this. So it's just 2 bedfuls, and I think each bed only took about 8 hours or so. 12 hours, yeah. So it was like, 2 days.
2 days.
And I had enough to make what we see here.
Yeah.
It's but that Mandalorian, man, that is impressive, isn't it?
It's absolutely gorgeous. I despite hating 3D printing because I don't understand it, like many technological things, I am actually blown away by just the quality on that. It's just stunning.
I'm very, very impressed. We're gonna play heavier with the 3D resin printing and stuff now. I think it's 3D printing, like everything else, Jerry. It's a confidence thing mostly, because like when we first got the very first FDM printer in, I fought with it like Billio, and it's now we're fairly confident on FDM. There's very little that can go wrong that panics us. We find a way to work around it and to go on. This weekend, I think that we're starting to reach those confidence levels a little bit in the 3D, in the resin printing. So it's which is good because it gives great options for hobbyists to try different things and to do stuff that just isn't out there. To do something a bit different.
Well, I mean, with that and the Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
I mean, have we got up closes of a Baby Yoda? In fact, hang on.
Anybody got a painted Baby Yoda? This one right here. Can we borrow him?
We just want to put him beside the Mandalorian. Oh, you've put wheels on yours. That's delightful.
So, there you go.
But yeah, so both of those 3D printed.
Yes.
And both from the resin bath as well.
Both resin printed, so on the Photon. And like Baby Yoda, you can even see his little hand touching the side of the hover crib.
Yeah. You can even see the little bubbles on his head there.
Yeah. It is quite incredible just what it's capable of. So very nice.
So essentially father and son then. So yeah. Good weekend anyway.
Yes.
No,
I've been having a lot of fun. So I will move on now to working out what I'm going to do for a couple of heroes just to finish this out. So it is literally just painting that is required on it. But I think it's quite a fun force. So I've had fun getting it this far. We'll see if at the painting stage how that goes. But
take your time. It gives me an option just to keep tweaking the rules, so I've actually got something that's playable.
Oh, don't worry. It will take me a little bit of time, but I'll probably start with the bases. I don't know. We'll see.
All right, folks, we're going to move on. Let us know what you think about the future of 3D printing, and more importantly, about the Ewok army and how badly it's going to smash Justin's back doors in with the stormtroopers.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.